The weight loss drug Wegovy, you heard it in the news. Boy, it's taking up a lot of airtime, isn't it? Also goes by the name Ozempic, although I will find out if they are one and the same or two different. It's finally making its way to our shores. It is only available on prescription and should be on pharmacy shelves by the middle of next week, ending years-long wait for the much-hyped medication. So why does it come with such hype? Well, superstar heavyweights, please excuse the pun, like Oprah Winfrey, Elon Musk, Rebel Wilson, Sharon Osbourne, but just a few famous faces that have attributed the drug for achieving their slimmer selves. MedSafe approved Ozempic for diabetes in 2023, and Wegovy for weight loss in March this year as a prescription medication in conjunction with a reduced calorie diet and increased exercise. Wegovy's guidelines state that the medication is for those considered obese and with a body mass index over 30 or with a BMI of more than 27, but also has at least one weight-related comorbidity, such as type 2 diabetes. It can also be prescribed to adolescents who are considered obese. Dr. Lara Courtenay is a weight loss physician at the MacMurray Centre in Auckland, and she joins us now. Lara, good afternoon.
Oh, hi, Leah.
I appreciate your time. And before we get into Wegovy, how long have you been a weight loss physician?
So I've been working in weight loss purely since 2020, and prior to that I was a GP for around sort of 7 years. So when I started weight loss, the medication Saxenda arrived on the shores.
Yes.
So I've been mainly seeing patients on that, which is a similar medication to Wegovy, but once a day. And in our clinic, we also see patients who have gastric balloons, and we use some other medications for weight loss. So It's quite an exciting job, quite evolving with the new medications. And we've got a really awesome team.
Can I ask you, have you seen over your years the growing rates of obesity in New Zealand?
I've seen it in general, like since I've started medical school. You definitely notice it through the hospitals, and it is a huge problem, obviously, across Aotearoa.
Yeah. Have you... why children too? Are you concerned about how many children that are now considered obese?
Oh, definitely. I think it's a really, really concerning problem, and I think it's something that we struggle as health professionals and as a population to talk about. It's hard to sort of bring it up, and I think it's obviously we live in what's called an obesogenic environment. So the environment we live in at the moment is encouraging obesity. So I feel for people because everything we're sort of exposed to and the way we're living is encouraging obesity. And so I think it is important now with these drugs that we talk about it a bit more.
Yeah. So let's do that. All right, Wegovy. Is it? They're saying Ozempic, Wegovy. Are they the same drugs, just different titles?
Yeah, they're exactly the same, like drug itself.
Yeah.
Just when they did the trials, they did different doses for diabetes and then for weight loss. And so when Ozempic was registered with MedSafe here, that was for diabetes, but then it's rebranded for Wegovy for weight loss, and the dose goes a little bit higher. So when they did their studies, they did slightly different doses, but exactly the same medication.
All right. It's taken a while to get here, hasn't it, Lara? The rest of the world seem to have it. Why do you think it has been quite the wait for New Zealand?
I guess I don't really fully understand how it works here, but obviously we always seem to be a little bit later with medications being approved. But in a way, I guess it's good for us to learn from what has happened overseas, because it is an amazing medication and changing people's lives. It's obviously self-funded and not cheap. But hopefully, because we're a bit later, we can do things better than the rest of the world.
Now, we did have something, and you mentioned it before, Saxenda. That was similar, but I know you had to take a shot. You had to jab yourself every day. It was kind of the poor cousin, was it?
It was one of the first released. So a GLP-1 agonist once a day, and I tell patients Wegovy's like version 2.0. Like the same drug company, probably the same factories, but it's the medicine or the protein in the medicine's been adjusted to last a bit longer in the body, and it seems to be a bit better tolerated, and it seems to be have slightly less side effects.
How does it work, Lara? in like layman's
So
terms?
yeah, well, yeah, I guess in layman's terms,
Yeah.
I sort of explain to people that it's similar to a hormone we produce when we're full. So the hormone we produce naturally lasts a few minutes in the body and then is out, but this one obviously lasts a lot longer. So what it does is when you're eating, you want to eat smaller amounts. So you feel kind of physically sick if you eat large amounts. And then through the
Okay.
day, people explain what they call a reduction in food noise. So they can kind of make better decisions. So they're not wanting to snack as much. Some people have to
Ah,
remind themselves to eat. So that's how it works. And also slow, what we call slow gastric emptying, which is a fancy way of saying the food stays in the stomach longer, so then it comes out slower.
so like most drugs, Lara, it'll come with some side effects, doesn't it? Can you walk us through
Yeah.
some of them?
Yeah, well, the most common side effects are nausea, which
Yep.
does settle as you take it and increase the dose and your body gets used to it. Constipation can be quite bad, and it can be through the whole duration you're on the medication. So I always encourage patients, if you're getting constipation, to make sure you get laxatives if you need them, and you might need them every day. There are some other rare side effects. If you Google it, you'll hear pancreatitis. Very
Yes.
uncommon. Any rapid weight loss can cause gallstones, and
Oh.
some people get diarrhea, which is a bit, but mostly it's pretty well tolerated.
Right, and because this is always the way, when a medication comes online, in our own news bulletin, the
Yeah.
reader was talking about out of America, 70 people in America are hospitalized on Wegovy every day, and I'm not making light that probably doesn't happen, but I mean, when you, what are the worst case scenarios? Obviously, like you said,
Yeah.
there can be
I
issues.
believe that as well. I believe that, across America there is that amount of people, because there's so many Americans on it at the
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
But I think, those bowel issues would be, there has been in Australia, if you Google that, and I'm part of some
Yes.
peer groups with Australian doctors where you can get what's called a pseudo bowel obstruction, which is like your bowel just gets so constipated and so full that you end up in hospital. So that's why I always explain to people, really important, you're regular. If you're slowing down, you have to go see someone. So
Okay.
that's the one causing the most trouble overseas.
All right. Okay. Good to know. What would
Mm.
someone expect to lose, Lara? I mean, I've read a good outcome's about 15 to 20% of your body weight.
Yeah,
Is that
I
kind of
mean
where
that's
you're
at
heading?
a
At
year
a
mark.
year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't used this yet. With Saxenda, it was sort of like I think it was around 11.2% of the year. This is 15 to 20. I think all these things definitely possible. Obviously,
Mm,
you have to do the diet and lifestyle with it, and I think
sure.
that's really really important. We don't want people going and getting it on the black market like what's happening overseas and just giving it a go.
Mm.
I think you've got to, because it's not permanent. So whatever you do, you want to do alongside lifestyle change so the weight stays off.
So, I mean, I heard an interview today where the conversation was about Wegovy, and the person was saying that you had to be on it for life, and I thought, no, you don't go on it for life, surely, Lara. Hey, you
Well,
couldn't afford it.